Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadhanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Kalaye Sundarakaram Sadaika Priyadarshanam Ajnananashakam Devam Sadgurum Muralidharam Yasya Smaranamatreena Jihvayam Vardate Swayam Mahamantraha Tam Bhajami Muralidhara Deshikam Premamritam Yo Muralidhanaihi Shri Krishna Rubena Puravarshaha Adhyapisoyam Muralidharakyo Pushnati Premna Bhuvanam Saharsham Murali Manditagara Kamalam Munijana Mohanam Vyatyastapadam Vanamaladharinam Prema Bhakta Mandala Nitya Kirtitam Shri Premika Varadam Ashrayeham Sankirtite Mahamantre Satra Virbhuya Takshanam Suprasanno Bhavedyastam Premika Varadam Bhaje Samsara Sagare Magnam Deenam Mam Karunanidhe Karma Moha Grihitangam Mamuddhara Bhavarnavate Srimad Bhagavatakyo Yam Pratyaksha Krishna Yevahi Svikratosi Mayanatha Mukyartam Bhavasagare Manoratho Madhiyo Yam Safalas Sarvatatvaya Nirvignenaiva Kartavyo Dasoham Tava Keshava Shukaruka Prabodhagnya Sarvashastra Visharada Yetat Katha Prakashena Madajnanam Vinashaya Janmadhyasya Yathonvayat Itaratasharteshvabhignya Swarat Tene Brahmahridaya Adikaviye Mukhyante Yat Surayah Tejo Varimradham Yatha Vinimayo Yatratra Sargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastaguhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharmah Prochita Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedhyam Vastavam Atramastu Shivatam Tabatrayon Mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kim Vaparirishvaraha Sadyo Hridya Varudyate Yatra Kritubihi Sushru Subiktakshanat Nigamakalpataror Ghalitam Palam Shukamukat Amrutadrava Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha Yam Pravrajantam Anupetam Apedakrityam Dvaipayano Virahakatara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Tarabo Abhinetuhu Tam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi Yasvanubhavam Akhila Shruti Saramekam Madhyatma Deepam Atitideshatam Tamondam Samsarinam Karunayah Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasasunum Upayami Gurum Muninam Narayanam Namaskritya Narancheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayamudirayet Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranata Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Bhava Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkashamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param Shri Haraye Namaha Shri Haraye Namaha Shri Haraye Namaha Gopika Jivana Smaranam Govinda Govinda Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai Itihasa Purana Bhyam Vedam Savata Brahmayete. Our Itihasas and our Puranas are the basis to understanding our Vedas and our Sanatana Dharma. Sri Anna goes as far as to say that our Veda Mata feels pity on the person who skips trying to understand our Itihasas and Puranas and jumps right to our Vedas and tries to understand our Vedas, because he says our Veda Mata knows that they're going to fail miserably because there's a process that everybody needs to follow. And the process is we have to try to understand our Itihasas and Puranas first. Itihasas and Puranas are the stepping stones to understanding our Vedas and Sanatana Dharma. We have to, if we ever hope to write a novel, we have to learn our ABCs. So that's the importance of our Itihasas and Puranas. There are two Itihasas, Ramayana and Mahabharata, and there are 18 Puranas. These 18 Puranas are split into three categories of 6 each. They are Satvika Puranas, Rajasika Puranas, and Tamasa Puranas. One of the 6 Satvika Puranas is our Bhagavata Purana that we've been enjoying for the past couple of days and that we'll enjoy for the rest of the week. Our Bhagavata Puranam is filled with life stories of great Bhaktas and Bhagavatottamas about how they performed Bhakti, about how Bhagavan showers them with his blessings, about how Bhagavan is a Karuna Murti, right? It's filled with stories like that, and one such story is that of Vridrasura. Vridrasura Pakyanam. The importance of Vridrasura is that it is mentioned directly by our Vedas quite a few times. So that's its importance, and that is the charitram that we're gonna see today. Some time back in Swargalokam, Devendra was chilling on his throne, where he had all the devas surrounding him because it was a court, and they were all enjoying a show put up by the Apsarastris with background music, Devaganam. It was really good, and they were all so immersed in the show. They were so immersed in the show that they did not realize that Brihaspati, the Deva Guru, had entered the court. When they didn't notice him, he felt disrespected. And so he thought to himself, I'm not going to be in a place where I am disrespected, and so he just leaves. The moment Brihaspati leaves, Devendra and all the devas, they lost all their tejas. And when they lost their tejas, they realized what they have done, what mistake they have committed, and so they rush to find Brihaspati and to apologize to him and to ask for his forgiveness. But Brihaspati was nowhere to be found. He has vanished into thin air, Antardhanamaitar. Sri Anna says, Sadhu Darshan is not just a rarity for mere mortals like us, but it's a rarity for devas as well. That's the greatness of sadhus. And so at this time, the Asura Guru realizes that the devas are in a vulnerable position because they have lost their Guru Kripa. So when he realizes this, he instructs his disciples, the Asuras. He tells them that if you go and attack Swargalokam right now, Swargalokam is yours. You can easily beat the devas. And so they're excited to hear this, they're happy to hear this, and they gather their armies, they march to Swargalokam, they beat the devas, and they capture Swargalokam. Swargalokam is under the Asuras' control right now. So, the moment the devas lost their Guru Kripa, they lost their tejas, they lost their shreyas, they lost their wealth, they lost their kingdom, they lost everything. Our Bhagavatam says, Chintamanirloka sukham suradrusvarga sampadam prayachati guru prito vaikuntam yogi durlabam. Our Bhagavatam says, Chintamani has the capabilities of granting any worldly pleasures to anyone who possesses it. A step higher to that is Kamadhenu, because in addition to granting any worldly pleasures, it is also capable of granting Swargalokam. But a step higher to that, the ultimate thing is Guru Kripa. Because if our Guru is happy with us, he is capable of granting us with mukti, something that is really, really hard to attain even for yogis. That's the importance of, that's the greatness of Guru Kripa. Guru Kripa illamal Hari Kripa illai, Hari Kripa illamal Bhakti illai, Bhakti illamal Mukti illai, Mukti illamal Dukkha nivriti illai, Guru Kripa illamal Hari Kripa illai. So, Guru Kripa is the beginning of a chain of reactions. If we don't have Guru Kripa, we can never hope to attain Mukti. If we don't attain Mukti, we're going to be stuck in this vicious cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. There's no help, there's no hope for it except for Guru Kripa. And that's the importance of Guru Kripa. And now that Devendra has realized it, he really wants his Guru back. And so he goes to Brahmalokam to plead to Brahma, because he knows that if Brahma tells Brihaspati to forgive the Devas, Brihaspati would do so. So he goes to Brahmalokam to plead to Brahma. But Brahma doesn't want to just talk to Brihaspati. He wants to teach the Devas a lesson. Because if you don't teach them a lesson, they might not learn what they have done wrong, and so they might potentially do it again in the future, commit the same mistake again in the future. And Brahma doesn't want them to want the Devas to do that. Idhum oru vidathula karuna da illaya. And so but at the same time, he doesn't just want to say no to the Devas. He doesn't want to send them back empty-handed. And so he tells them, he tells the Devas, don't worry. Brihaspati would come back to you eventually because he's not angry with you, he's just disappointed. So he will come back to you eventually and be your guru again. But right now, you can go request to Vishwarupa and ask him to be your guru until Brihaspati returns. So Devendra, he's happy because he wanted a guru, and so he's about to get a guru. He got a way to get a guru. And so they all go to Vishwarupa's ashram. And when Vishwarupa comes out of his ashram, he sees all these devas, 33 kodi devargal. So he sees all of them and he says, to what do I owe this pleasure? And so the Devendra, he explains his situation and he requests Vishwarupa to be their guru until Brihaspati returns. But Vishwarupa, he hesitates at first because when we accept something, we gotta be 100% committed to it. And the role of Deva Guru has a lot of responsibilities. And if Vishwarupa has to be 100% committed to all those things, to the role of Deva Guru, he wouldn't have time for his own anushtanas, for his own routine. And his routine is important to him. So he hesitates, he says no. But he thinks about it and he realized the sukshma behind it, that this is Bhagavat Sankalpam. And so he says, if this is Bhagavat Sankalpam, so be it. And so he says, fine, I will be your I will be your guru. And so now the Devas are extremely happy. They wanted a guru. So now they got a guru. And so they welcome Vishwarupa as one of their own. Varuvai Varuvai Gurunatha Vandarul Purivai Gurunatha Anudinam Varuvai Gurunatha Anugraham Seivai Gurunatha Anudinam Varuvai Gurunatha Vandarul Anugraham Seivai Gurunatha Mata Pita Guru Nidane Mana Kavalai Tirpadum Nidane Mana Magichiye Yalipadum Nidane Sarva Mangala Murtiyum Nidane Mana Magichiye Yalipadum Nidane Sarva Mangala Murtiyum Nidane Kanavu palitadu Gurunatha Manamum kulirndadu Gurunatha Sharanamadeindom Gurunatha Sagalamum marandom Gurunatha Sharanamadeindom Gurunatha Sagalamum marandom Gurunatha Varuvai Varuvai Gurunatha Vandarul Purivai Gurunatha. So they welcome Vishwarupa as one of their own. And now that Vishwarupa has accepted this position as Deva Guru, the first order of the day is to help the Devas get their kingdom back. To do this, he gives them Narayana Kavacham, and using Narayana Kavacham, the Devas march to Swargalokam and they recapture Swargalokam. So Swargalokam is back under the Devas' control. So now that the Devas have got their Guru Kripa back, Guru Kripa again, they got their Tejas back, they got their Shreyas back, wealth and kingdom, they got everything back. And so the Devas are extremely happy, and so Devendra decides to do a yaga. And so while performing a yaga, offerings are given to Agni. Whatever is offered to Agni goes to the Devas and gives power to the Devas. And whatever is spilled goes to the Asuras and gives power to the Asuras. And so Vishwarupa, he spills some offerings knowingly, wantedly. So now a question might arise: how come a Deva Guru do something to give Asuras power to the Asuras? Because Asuras are the arch rivals of the Devas, right? And we just looked at, he wants to be 100% committed to being a Deva Guru. How come he do that? This has something to do with his lineage. What's his lineage? Vishwarupa is the son of a Devata called Twashta and Rachana. His mother was Rachana, and Rachana was the daughter of Titi and Kashyapa. Kashyapa was also Titi and Kashyapa are also the parents of all the Asuras, and so Rachana is the sister to all the Asuras, and by relation Vishwarupa is a nephew to all the Asuras. So Asura la ivarku mama. So even though he wants to be 100% committed to being a Deva Guru, he still has a soft corner in his heart for his uncles, and so he spilled some offerings so as to give power to his uncles. And so when Devendra realizes what Vishwarupa has been doing, he is so angry. He's so angry that he gets up and he decapitates Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa has 3 heads and Devendra chops off all 3 of them. And so Vishwarupa falls down dead. When Vishwarupa dies, Devendra gets Brahmahati dosham. Brahmahati dosham is one of the worst kinds of dosham any individual can ever get. Now imagine if that person happens to be a king or a Lokanatha like Devendra. Adu lokatike hani liya. And so it is said in our Vedas that Devendra's Brahmahati dosham was split into 3 and distributed to 3 things. And so Devendra is rid of his Brahmahati dosham, and the world is rid of and the world is saved from the harms of Brahmahati dosham, and so everybody is happy, or so you would think. But there was one person who was extremely unhappy by the proceedings, and that was Twashta, the father of Vishwarupa. அவர் பார்க்குறார் என் புள்ள பாட்டுக்கு தேமேன அவனாச்சு அவன் அனுஷ்டானமாச்சுன்னு உட்காந்துட்டு இருக்கும்போது அனாவசியமாக தேவையே இல்லாமல் எனக்கு குருவாரு அப்படின்னு கூட்டின்னு போயிட்டு தலையை சீவினா இது என்ன நியாயம் இல்லையா? So he is extremely angry, and so he decides to do a yaga of his own. The purpose of that yaga was to get a son who would kill Indra. One of the things that give purpose to a yaga are the mantras that are chanted. The thing about mantras are that there are a lot of restrictions for chanting mantras, unlike chanting nama, because chanting nama has no restrictions whatsoever. You know, we can chant nama before we go to bed, while we're in the bed, after we get up, before we take a shower, after we take a shower, while we're taking a shower. You know, madiya charalam kadiyadhu. We can chant nama while we're driving, while we're waiting online. We can chant nama sitting down, standing up, walking, right? We can chant nama facing east, west, north or south. No restrictions whatsoever. But we can chant nama whenever we want, however we want, and wherever we want. Na kala desha niyamaha. So, but on the other hand, chanting mantras have a lot of restrictions, because if a mantra has to be chanted at a certain time of the day, it has to be chanted at that particular time. Madiyacharana romba irukku mantrathukku. If a certain mantra has to be chanted facing east, we have to chant it facing east. On top of that, all mantras have certain swaras and certain matras that needs to be followed. But chanting nama has none of those, right? We can chant nama. We can say Rama 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 Rama, or we can say Rama 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 Rama. So no restrictions whatsoever, right? But for mantras, there should not be any swaralopa or matra lopa, because swaralopa leads to artha-lopa, and artha-lopam leads to rewards that were not what we intended it to be. That was not desired, right? So while Twashta was chanting the mantras for his yaga, due to Bhagavad Sankalpam, there was a swaralopam in one of those mantras, and that led to an artha-lopam, and that led to a result that was not what he intended. That was not what he desired. What he wanted was a son who would kill Indra, but what he got instead, due to his artha-lopam, swaralopam, was that he got a son who would be killed by Indra. And so when the yaga was completed, a son was born from the Agni, and that was Vridrasura. This was the birth of Vridrasura. And the moment Vridrasura was born, he gathered all the Asura Sena, and he marched to Swargalokam, and he beat the Devas, and he fought the Devas, because that was his sole purpose in life, to fight the Devas, right? And so he fought the Devas, he beat them left and right, and the Devas ran away. And Swargalokam was recaptured by Asuras and back under the control of Asuras. And so all the Devendra and the Devas, they didn't know what else to do. And so they along with Brahma, they went to Srirapti and performed Sharanagati to Bhagavan. Tiruvadi Tamaraye Gati Endra Tanjamadaindhen Kaividamal Kathiduvai Premika Varada Kaividamal Kathiduvai Premika Varada. என் முயற்சி ஏதுமில்லை முயன்று தோற்றுத்தான் போனேன் முற்றிலும் உனையே சரண் புகுந்தேனே திருவடி தாமரையை கதி என்று தஞ்சமடைந்தேன் கைவிடாமல் காத்திடுவாய் பிரேமிக வரதா கைவிடாமல் காத்திடுவாய் பிரேமிக வரதா கருமுகில் வண்ணனே கருணா பூர்ணனே கருமுகில் வண்ணனே கருணா பூர்ணனே தருணமிதை அறிந்து காத்திடுவாய் நீயே தருணம் இதை அறிந்து காத்திடுவாய் நீயே திருவடி தாமரையை கதி என்று தஞ்சமடைந்தேன் கைவிடாமல் காத்திடுவாய் பிரேமிக வரதா கைவிடாமல் காத்திடுவாய் பிரேமிக வரதா ராதையின் மணாளனே பக்தர்களின் பாக்யமே ராதையின் மணாளனே பக்தர்களின் பாக்யமே நித்தம் நித்தம் முனை நான் கொண்டாடிடுவேனே நித்தம் நித்தம் உன்னை நான் கொண்டாடிடுவேனே திருவடி தாமரையை கதி என்று தஞ்சமடைந்தேன் கைவிடாமல் காத்திடுவாய் பிரேமிக வரதா கைவிடாமல் காத்திடுவாய் பிரேமிக வரதா யமுனை கரையில் விளையாடிடுவோனே என்னையும் காத்திடுவாய் முரளிதரா என்னையும் காத்திடுவாய் முரளிதரா திருவடி தாமரையை கதி என்று தஞ்சமடைந்தேன் கைவிடாமல் காத்திடுவாய் பிரேமிக வரதா கைவிடாமல் காத்திடுவாய் பிரேமிக வரதா. So the Devas along with Brahma go to Shirati and perform Sharanagati to Bhagavan. Usually when the Devas perform Sharanagati to Bhagavan, Bhagavan takes matter in his own hands, right? He takes matter in his own hands. He directly gets rid of the Devas' problems. But right now he chooses not to do so because on one hand are Devas who are Bhaktas, but on the other hand is Vridrasura who is also a Bhakta. So Bhagavan does not want to show partiality here. But because the Devas are the ones who perform Sharanagati to him, he gives them a way, he tells them a way to get rid of their problems. He tells them that there is this great Mahatma called Dadichi Maharishi. If you go to him and ask for his spine, using his spine, you can create a weapon, and using that weapon you can kill Vridrasura. And so the Devas are extremely happy. They wanted because they got a way to kill to get rid of Vridrasura, to defeat Vridrasura. And they go to Naimisharanyam. Dadichi Maharishi was performing penance at Naimisharanyam at that particular time, and so they go to Naimisharanyam. And when Dadichi Maharishi has done his penance, he opens his eyes and he sees all these Devas and he says, "To what do I owe this pleasure?" And so Devendra, he says, "I need a small favor from you." And Dadichi Maharishi says, "Oh, what is that? Anything for you, Devendra." Devendra says, இல்லை உங்கள் முதுகெலும் கொஞ்சம் தேவைப்படுறது, எனக்கு வேலை ஆக வேண்டியிருக்கு, முதுகெலும் கொடுத்தா கொஞ்சம் வேலையை முடிச்சிடுவேன் அப்படின்னு மெதுவாக கேட்குறேன். Because imagine if someone said that to me, I'd be like, "Boy, get away from me, don't ever come back to me again," right? But Dadichi Maharishi, that was not his reaction. His reaction, it's people like Dadichi Maharishi give meaning to the phrase Paropakarartham idam shariram. My body is for the benefit of other people. So Dadichi Maharishi, when Devendra said that he wanted his spine, he says, "அவ்வளோதானே, தோ கொடுக்குறேன்" அப்படின்னு சொன்னார். யோகாசனத்தில் உட்கார்ந்துட்டார். யோகாக்னியால் தன்னோட சரீரத்தை பஸ்மமாக்கின்றார். வெறும் அஸ்தி மட்டும்தான் மிஞ்சிருது. So Devendra, he takes his Dadichi Maharishi's spine to Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma is the Deva's architect. And so Vishwakarma forges a weapon out of the spine, out of his asti, and that weapon was Vajrayudham. And with Devendra, he takes this Vajrayudham and goes back to battle to fight the Vridrasura for round 2. So now Vridrasura, he is in Swargalokam, right? So when the Devas march to Swargalokam, he thinks, I just beat you. Why are you coming back for more? Right? And so he thinks, if someone who has lost so bad comes back for more, that too in a relatively short span of time, it means that it's not just their power that they believe in, it's not just that their strength that they believe in, it's some external force, external powers giving them strength. So what are Devendra's external powers giving him strength? There are two of them. One is Bhagavan's blessings, and two is Dadichi Maharishi's blessings, because Vajrayudham was made up from his spine. Yeah, so it was their blessings that was giving him the power, that was giving him the strength to come back for round 2. And so a bloody battle commences between the Devas and the Asuras. And this time, because they were just beaten like in a relatively short time ago, their morale should be low. The Devas' morale should be low, but it wasn't the case, right? They're fighting with next level enthusiasm, next level confidence, because of what Bhagavan said. When they performed Sharanagati to Bhagavan, what did he say? He said, Devendra, if you fight Vridrasura with your Vajrayudham, victory is yours. And right now, Devendra is fighting Vridrasura with his Vajrayudham. So, Bhagavanoda vaakula irukra திடமான நம்பிக்கையினால, they know Bhagavanoda vaakku போய் போகாதுன்னு தெரியும். அது Bhagavanoda vaakula irukra திடமான நம்பிக்கையினால, they're fighting with next level enthusiasm and next level confidence. And so they beat the Asuras. And when Vridrasura, he sees that his army was beaten and shattered across, and scattered across, he is pissed beyond imagination. He looks at Devendra and he roars. He says, Devendra, don't think you're the only Bhakta here. Don't think you're the only one with Bhagavat Anugraham, with the blessings of Bhagavan. I also have the blessings of Bhagavan, and I am also a Bhakta. If I had gone to Bhagavan and asked for and performed Sharanagati to Bhagavan before you had, Bhagavan would have given me Vajrayudham and he would have given me a way to defeat you. But I wouldn't do that. ஏன்னா அது என்னோட பக்திக்கு இழுக்கு. ஏன்னா நம்ம பகவான்கிட்ட போய் பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணிக்கிறோம்னா நாம நன்னா இருக்கணும்னு பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணிக்கலாம், இல்லை அதோட ஒரு ஸ்டெப் ஹையராக போய் பெரிய ஆழ்வார் மாதிரி நீ நன்னா இருக்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு பகவான் மேலே பல்லாண்டு பாடலாம். ஆனால் அதுதான் உத்தம பக்த லட்சணம் இல்லையா? ஆனால் அதை விட்டுட்டு அடுத்து நம்ம ஒழியணும் அப்படின்னு பகவான்கிட்ட பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணால் அது கேட்கறதுக்கே நன்னா இல்லையே அப்படின்னு விருத்ராசுரர் சொல்லும்போது இந்த இடத்துல சரி என்ன ஹாஸ்யமாக சொல்லுவார். விருத்ராசுரர் இந்த மாதிரி சொன்னோன்னே தேவேந்திரன் ஒரு கன்ஃபியூஸ்டு லுக்கோட இது இல்லைன்னா வேறு எதுக்கு பக்தி பண்ணுறது அப்படின்னு ரொம்ப ஜென்யூன்லி கன்ஃபியூஸ்டாக இருந்தான் அந்த தேவேந்திரன். ஸோ ரைட் now Vridrasura, he realizes that his time is coming to an end, and so he wants to pray to Bhagavan one last time. Shenna says Vridrasura's prayers are very simple. பெருசாக ஆடம்பரமாக வெளியில் போர்டு போட்டு அடுத்தவா பார்க்குறாளான்னு பார்த்துட்டு ஏதாவது சொல்லி பகவான்ட்டு பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணிட்டு அந்த மாதிரிலாம் எதுவுமே இல்லை, ஆடம்பரமே கிடையாது. வெரி சிம்பிள். 4 ஸ்லோகம் மனசார சொல்லி மனசார ஃபீல் பண்ணி சொல்கிறதுனால 2 பொட்டு கண்ணீர், அவ்வளவே தான். வேறு யாரும் கேட்குறாளா இல்லையா அப்படின்லாம் தெரியாது. நான் சொல்கிறேன், பகவான் கேட்பார், பகவானுக்கு தெரியும், எனக்கு தெரியும், அது போதும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு 4 ஸ்லோகம் அவர் சொல்கிறார். அஹம் ஹரே தவ பாதைக மூல தாசானுதாசோ பவிதாஷ்மி பூயः मनस्मरेता सुपतेर्गुणांस्ते गृणीत्वा कर्म करोतु कायः न नाकपृष्टं न च पारमेष्ट्यं न सार्वभौमं न रसाधिपत्यं न योगसिद्धिः अपुनर्भवं वा समञ्जसत्वा विरहय्यकाङ्क्षे अजातपक्षा इव मादरं खगाः स्तन्यं यथा वत्सतराक्षुधार्ताः प्रियं प्रियेव व्युषितं विषन्ना मनोरविन्दाक्षदुदृक्षते त्वां ममोत्तमश्लोकजनेषु सख्यं संसारचक्रे भ्रमत स्म कर्मभिः त्वन्माययात्मात्मजगारगेहेषु आसक्तचित्तस्य नाथ भूयात. So these 4 shlokas are Vridrasura's Chatusloki. And so let's see what he means. Let's see what it means. So first slokam he says, Aham hare tava padaika moola dasanudaso bhavitashmi bhuyaha. He says, Bhagavan, I want to be the dasa of a dasa of a dasa of your dasa. உங்களோட தாசனோட 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 தாசனாக இருக்கணும்னு ஆசைப்படுறேன் அப்படிங்கிற அவர் சொல்ற, not just in this Janma, but in every other Janma that I am to take until such time as I attain Mukti. Dasana daso bhavitasmi bhuyaha. Until for every Janma until I attain Mukti. And he says, Manasmareta supater gunamste grinit vak karma karotu kayaha. He says, whatever I think, whatever I speak, whatever I do, is I want those things to be something that gives you happiness. I want them to be something related to you, and I want you to be happy with that. நான் மனசுனாலையும் வாக்குனாலையும் செயல்னாலையும் உங்களை சந்தோஷப்படுத்தணும், நீங்கள் சந்தோஷப்படுற மாதிரி நான் நடந்துக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறேன். This is the first sloka. In the second sloka he says, Nanaka prishtam na cha parameshtyam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam. He says, I don't want any worldly pleasures. I don't want the pleasures of Swargalokam. I don't want the pleasures of Rasatalam, Patala Lokam. Here Shri Rana says, he says, Patala Lokam is even better than Swargalokam, because Patala Lokam is ruled by Bali Chakravarti. And the greatness of Patala Lokam is that Bhagavan himself is a Dwarapalaka. Right? So Patala Lokam is even greater than Swargalokam. He says, I don't even want the pleasures of Patala Lokam. I don't want the pleasures of Brahma Lokam. And he says, Na yoga siddhihi apunarbhavam va. I don't even need to be a yogi to have yoga siddhis. Because yoga siddhis, yogis have the capabilities of enjoying any pleasures that they want at any given time that they want, right? Because Swargalokadipati only enjoys the pleasures of Swargalokam. Patala Lokadipati only enjoys the pleasures of Patala Lokam, and so on and so forth for every other lokas. But yogis, because of the power of their siddhis, they have the capabilities of enjoying any pleasure that they want at any given point of time. So that is the greatness of yoga siddhis. And Vridrasura says, I don't want any of these things. I don't even want yoga siddhis, because he says, Samanjasatva virahaya kankshe, because the viraham that I feel when I'm not with you is far greater than all these pleasures combined to compensate for my viraham. And so he says, if I am not with you, I don't want any of these things. This is the second sloka. And in his third sloka, he tries to explain the viraham that he would feel if he is not with Bhagavan. He says, Ajata paksha iva madaram kagaha. So there's a baby bird that's just hatched. So a newly hatched bird, it can't fly. So its the mother bird has to fly off, get food, and then feed it. But the baby bird does not know that. All the newly hatched bird wants is for its mother to be with it. So he says, the viraham that this young bird feels when its mother goes off to get food for it is the viraham that I feel when I am not with you. And he says, and he moves on to the next example. Stanyam yathavat satarakshudartaha. So a newly born cow, a calf. Calves are usually tied up in a shed, in a barn, until they reach the appropriate age to go grazing on their own, right? So the calves are usually tied up, but the mother has to go graze. So he says, the viraham that this young calf would feel when its mother goes off to graze in the morning and then comes back in the evening, the viraham the calf feels in that time is the viraham that I feel when I am not with you. And he goes on to the next example. He says, Priyam priyeva vyushitam vishanna manoravindaksha dudrukshate tvam. So there's a husband and wife, and the husband has gone off to a foreign land for some offshore project or something, right? And so the wife feels sad for not being with her husband, right? And so he says, Vridrasura says, the viraham that this wife feels being separated from her husband is the viraham that I feel when I am not with you. This is third sloka. The third sloka is all about the viraham that Vridrasura feels. And he gives 3 examples for the viraham. So even though they were all examples of viraham, they differ, right? There's the 3 examples are 3 different categories. The first category is the newly hatched bird. Newly hatched bird cannot fly. It wants to fly off with its mother, but it cannot fly off with its mother because Sakti illa, it cannot fly off, right? And so here the baby bird is Jivatma and the mother bird is Paramatma. So here the Jivatma wants to attain mukti, wants to be with Bhagavan. But the Jivatma is not capable of performing what it takes, of performing the necessary sadhanas to attain mukti. Asaktan. So people who are asaktas fall under this category, right? The next category is the calf. Here, the calf, unlike the baby bird, the calf can like run along with its mother. The thing about calves are that the moment the calves are born, it can just start walking, right? Unlike the baby bird, which needs to wait until it flies. So the calf can just run along with its mother. It wants to be with its mother, and it has the capabilities of running along with its mother, but it is unable to do so because it's tied up to the shed. So here, the calf is Jivatma, and the mother cow is Paramatma. So the Jivatma wants to attain mukti, wants to be with Bhagavan, and it is capable of performing all the necessary sadhanas to attain mukti, but it cannot do so. It is unable to do so because it is bounded. It is bonded by material benefits, by things that they consider to be their responsibilities. So it is bonded to samsara. So the people these are the people that fall under this particular category. So the next category, Sri Anna says, this is the ultimate, right? The next category is Priyam Priyeva Vishitam Vishanna, the husband and wife, right? So the wife, she wants to be with her, she has the desire to be with her husband, she wants to be with her husband, and she has the capabilities to do what it takes to be with her husband, right? உரிமையும் இருக்கு, desire-ம் இருக்கு, சக்தியும் இருக்கு, but she still chooses not to do so, like Sithamma in Sundarakanda, right? In Sundarakanda, when Hanuman tells Sithamma, he says, Amma, just climb onto my back. I will ஒரே தாவி ராமர் கிட்ட உங்களுக்கு கொண்டு போய் சேர்த்துறேன் அப்படிங்கும்போது she says, no, I will wait here, I will stay here waiting for Rama Kripa. She says, I want to feel Rama Kripa, I want to see Rama Kripa, and I want to enjoy Rama Kripa, so I want Rama to come and save me. I want Rama to come cross the 100 yojanas of ocean. I want Rama to fight the Rakshasas and defeat Ravana and then save me and then rescue me. நான் ராமரோட கிருபையை எதிர்பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கேன் அப்படிங்கிறா. ஏன்னா if we do something, we might do it wrong. சாதனை பண்ணா சோதனை உண்டு, right? But if we leave everything to நம்ம பாட்டுக்கு நம்ம பண்ண வேண்டிய பக்தி பண்ணிட்டு, if we leave the rest to Bhagavan, he knows what to do, when to do and how to do it. ஏன்னா அவர் பண்றது வந்து அவருக்கு தெரியும் எல்லாமே. ஸோ எல்லாமே அவர்கிட்ட விட்டுறணும் இல்லையா? இதுதான் உத்தம பக்த லட்சணம். உத்தம பக்த லட்சணம்னா என்ன அப்படின்னா, பக்தன் வந்து பகவான் இப்படி கிருபை பண்றாரு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு மேலும் மேலும் பக்தி பண்ணுவாராம். பகவான் வந்து பக்தன் இப்படி பக்தி பண்றானேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவர் இன்னும் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா கிருபை பண்ணுவார். பகவான் இப்படி கிருபை பண்றாருன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இவர் அவரோட பக்தி லெவலை உயர்த்த இவர் கிருபை எக்ஸ்ட்ரா பண்ண, பக்தனோட பக்தியும் பகவானோட கிருபையும் போட்டுன்னு எது பெருசு அப்படின்னு பார்க்கறது தான் உத்தம பக்த லட்சணம். அதுதான் நமக்கு வேணும் இல்லையா? ஸோ விருத்ராசுரன் இதுதான் சொல்றார். Now இது சொன்னா it's hard to imagine an asura saying these things, you know. But Sri Anna says, even though Vridrasura might be an asura on the outside, even though he might be rough on the outside, morodana irundhalum, on the inside he has the heart of a gopi பாவத்தோட இருக்கான் அப்படின்னு. ஏன்னா கோபி பாவத்தோட இல்லை அப்படின்னா இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்லவே முடியாது. So this is what he says. This is the third shloka that explains his viraham. And so in the fourth shloka he says, even though I feel all this viraham when I'm not with you, that doesn't mean that I'm expecting to attain mukti right this very instant, right? I am fine if you can only give me mukti after a few janmas, I am fine with it as long as you give me satsangam, because it is very, very hard to live in samsaram without any sort of sangam. And so Vridrasura, he prays for satsangam because in a satsangam, all we do is talk about Bhagavan's Saundarya Lavanya Rupam, about his Kalyana Gunas, about his Leelas. All we talk about is Bhagavan, all we think about is Bhagavan, all we do is Kainkaryam to Bhagavan, right? And so he says, if all I'm doing reminds me of you, it might take my mind off my viraham of not being with you. And so please give me satsangam. So this is Vridrasura's Chatusloki Bhagavatam. Sri Anna says, it's fine if we cannot read and understand all our itihasas and puranas and vedas, right? I mean, we should definitely try, but it's fine if we cannot do so. And if we can read and understand Vridrasura's Chatusloki, because Vridrasura's Chatusloki is the essence of our Sanatana Dharma. And the Ucha Katatla irukku Bhakti Mayama Ucha Katatla irukku. Adnala this is the essence. So a question might arise here. How come Vridrasura and Asura have so much bhakti? Yeah. This has something to do with Purva Janma Vasana. In his previous birth, Vridrasura was a very dharmic king called Chitraketu. Chitraketu had everything a person could ever want except for a son, and he really badly wanted a son. And so one day, a Brahmana enters Chitraketu's court, and the Brahmana was about to say something. But before he could say anything, Chitraketu requests the Brahmana to bless him with a son. The Brahmana asks, is this truly what you want? Chitraketu says, yes. And so the Brahmana blesses him with the son. And so a while later, a son is born. And so when his newborn son, he gives all his attention to his newborn son. He spends all his time with his newborn son and his mother. He spends all his time with his newborn son and his mother. And this was a cause of jealousy to all his other wives. They were so jealous to a point where they poisoned the newborn son, and the newborn son is dead. When the newborn son is dead, Chitraketu is he cannot be consoled, right? He's inconsolable. Unconsolable, right? And so he's crying, he's weeping on the floor, he's rolling on the floor, weeping. There's no consoling him. So at this time, two sadhus enter, right? And they ask him, Chitraketu, why are you crying? What happened? And he replies, look at my son. தவமிருந்து பெற்ற புள்ள இப்படி ஆயிட்டான் பாருங்க, எப்படி இருப்பான் தெரியுமா, குஷியா சிரிச்சுண்டு இப்போ எப்படி கிடக்காம பாருங்க செத்து போய் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ரொம்ப வேதனையா சொல்லி he pleads to the sadhus to bring the son back alive, right? Using their tapas and using their powers. And so one of the sadhus, he uses using the power of his tapas, he brings the son back to life, but in sukshma rupam, not sthula rupam like this, but in sukshma rupam. And so when he sees his son in sukshma rupam, he's beyond excited. He's like, oh my son, I missed you so much. Please come back to me, right? And so the son in his sukshma rupam, he replies, son, who you calling a son, right? Who's the son here and who's the father, right? This is not my first janma, and this probably is not my last janma. And I've had lots of fathers in my previous janmas, in each of my previous janmas, and I'm bound to have lots of fathers in each of my future janmas, right? You are just my father in this one short janma, and I'm not coming back because been there, done that, right? I'm not doing that again. Like, I'm done that, right? It's time to move on. And so when the son in his sukshma rupa says this, there was an awakening inside of Chitraketu. And so Chitraketu, he asks the two sadhus, who are you? Who are you truly? And so the sadhus were truly Angirasar and Narada. So Angirasar says, do you remember, he tells Chitraketu, do you remember a while back a Brahmana came to your court and blessed you with a son? That was me. I actually came to bless you. I actually came to give you Jnanobadesam, but all you wanted at that time was a son. So I realized that you weren't ready for it. And so I blessed you with a son, fully knowing that this is what would happen. But I did it anyway because now I can be sure that you are ready, that you are prepared to have my Jnanobadesam. And so he gives him Jnanobadesam, and Narada teaches him Bhakti. And they instruct him to do Upasana of Sankarshana Murti. And Chitraketu obliges, and he does Sankarshana Murti Upasana. And he is blessed with the darshan of Sankarshana Murti, and he becomes a Vidyadharadipati. And so he roams the worlds chanting Bhagavan Nama and singing praises of Bhagavan, singing Bhagavad Kirtans. And while he is roaming the worlds, he gets a lot of followers. And due to Bhagavad Sankalpa, most of his followers happen to be ladies. And people heckled him for that, but he didn't care because his intentions were pure, his heart was in the right place. And iva ellarume bhaktal Bhagavan Nama sora, Bhagavad Kirtanagala parra, so they didn't care. And on one such day, they were passing through Shivalokam, Kailasam. And while they were passing through Kailasam, Chitraketu, he sees that Shiva Peruman, he is giving some Vedopadesam while having Sati Devi sit on his lap. And so, Chitraketu, being the person he is, being a social person he is, he decides to crack a joke out of it, right? He says, எல்லாரும் என்ன சொல்கிறாளே இது நிறைய லேடிஸ் ஃபாலோ பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கா அப்படின்னு என்ன ஃபாலோ பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கான்னு இவரை பார்த்தேல வேதத்தை உபதேசம் பண்ணும்போது கூட பத்தினியை மடியில் வச்சுட்டு இருக்கார் இல்லையா? ஸோ என்ன சொல்கிறாளே இவர் பாருங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு சின்ன ஜோக் அடிக்கிறார். அவரை சுற்றி இருக்கிறவல்ல சிரிக்கிறான். So, but Lord Shiva, he knows that Chitraketu's heart is in the right place, that his intentions were pure. It was just an innocent joke that he made to make people laugh, and that was it. No hard feelings, no nothing offensive, no nothing insulting. It was just an innocent joke, and so he laughs along with it. And because Lord Shiva was cool with it, all the rishis and Nandikeshwara was cool with it. But Sati Devi was not cool with it. She was so angry that she curses Chitraketu to be born as an asura in his next janma. So question might arise, how if everybody understood Chitraketu's heart, how come Sati Devi not understand his heart? The reason is Sati Devi understood his heart. புரிஞ்சதுனாலே தான் கண்டிக்கிறானா. ஏன்னா ஜெகன் மாதா இல்லையா, ஒரு அம்மாவோட ஒரு ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி என்ன அப்படின்னா தன்னோட பசங்க ஏதாவது தப்பு பண்ணிதுன்னா அதை கண்டிக்கணும். இதுவும் ஒரு விதத்தில் கருணை தான். ஏன்னா இப்போ கண்டிச்சாதான் திருப்பி அதை தப்பு பண்ணாது. அதோடு இல்லாமல் சித்திரகேத்து வந்து என்னதான் இன்டென்ஷன்ஸ் பியூராக இருந்தாலும் யாரை கிண்டல் பண்ணுறது இல்லையா? And so she curses him to be an asura in the next janma. Usually we have seen in many places in our itihasas and puranas that whenever someone is cursed, the first thing they ask is, what is my sapa vimochanam? But Chitraketu, that's not the first question he asked. The first question he asks was, will I still have Bhagavad Bhakti? To this Sati Devi says, of course you will always have Bhagavad Bhakti. And so Chitraketu replies, if I have Bhagavad Bhakti, then it doesn't matter if I'm born as a human, if I'm born as an asura, or if I'm born as a lizard. As long as I have Bhagavad Bhakti, nothing matters to me. And so in the next janma, Vridrasura, he was born as Vridrasura. And that's why he has so much bhakti towards Bhagavan. And that is why he was able to say, to say the Chatusloki that we just saw. So remember, they were in the battle. Devendra and Vridrasura were in the midst of a battle. Before Vridrasura chooses to pray, to chant the Chatusloki. And so Devendra, he hears Vridrasura's prayers and he says, Vridrasura, on the outside you might be an asura and I might be a deva, but truly you are the deva and I am the asura. You are the true bhakta and I am not. And he heaps praises on Vridrasura. To this, Vridrasura hears this and he calmly says, Devendra, I didn't mean for you to hear my prayers. My prayers were from me and Bhagavan only. You heard it? Fine. But I didn't pray for you. I didn't do that for you to change your opinion about me or for you to change your role or any of that, right? And in this janma, I am an asura, you are a deva, and we're all here playing specific roles that we were meant to play, right? We are all puppets in the hands of the sutradhari, yeah. And so this is what we are required to do to perform in this role that we have taken in this janma. And so let's just continue, right? I don't need you to change your opinion about me, and you don't need to change your opinion, and you don't need me to change my opinion about you. So let's just fight. We're here to fight. Let's just fight. And so they start fighting again. And at one point in time, Vridrasura he swallows Devendra as a whole along with Vajrayudham. தேவர்கள்லாம் அங்கேருந்து பார்த்து வாயப்படுதுன்னு பார்க்குறா. பகவான் சொல்லியிருக்காரு விருத்ராசுரனை வஜ்ராயுதத்தோடு சண்டை போட்டால் தேவேந்திரனுக்கு தான் ஜெயம்னு இப்படி முழுங்கிறானே. தேவேந்திரன் இப்போ வயிற்றுக்குள்ளே இருக்கா, விருத்ராசுரன் வயிற்றுக்குள்ளே இப்படி ஆகிட்டுன்னு வாயப்படுதுன்னு பார்க்கும்போது தேவேந்திரன் வந்து தன்னோட வஜ்ராயத்தால் விருத்ராசுரனை வயத்துக்குள்ளேருந்து வயத்தை கீழ்ச்சுண்டு வெளில வந்துட்டாரா. விருத்ராசுரன் dies and Devendra is victorious, right? And so a question might arise here. How come Bhagavan is so partial towards the Devas, right? Because they are both Devendra and Vridrasura were bhaktas, and even Devendra admitted that Vridrasura was the greater bhakta. So how come Bhagavan blessed Indra with victory, and how come Bhagavan let Vridrasura die, that too in battle, right? And so to this, Shri Anna says, we all get what we pray, right? What we want. Bhagavan and Bhagavan Nama give us what we desire, right? So Devendra, all he wanted was victory. So he got victory. So he was victorious. But what Vridrasura wanted was not victory, but to attain the lotus feet of Bhagavan. And so that is what he got. There's a story that goes with it. So there was a fisherman, right? And so one evening when the fisherman comes home with his net full of fishes, he comes home with his net full of fishes, and then he starts gutting those fishes to be sold to the market the next day. And inside one of those fishes, he sees a stone. And so he looks at the stone and he says, you know what, I'm going to go to a market and sell it tomorrow. And so he cleans up the stone because it's filled with fish guts, right? It's disgusting. So he cleans it up. And so the next day he goes to a nearby jeweler, to a nearby merchant, and he says, this is mine. I want to sell it. How much do you want to pay? So when the merchant sees this diamond, sees the stone, he realizes that this is no ordinary stone, but a very expensive diamond. And he also knows that the fisherman does not know the true value of this diamond. And so he says, you know what, I'm going to give you $1,000. Now this fisherman was beyond excited because $1,000 is like a month's supply of food or something. So he's like so excited, right? It's a great deal. I'll take it right away. So he sells this diamond for $1,000. He goes home with $1,000 and he's excited. He's like, oh, I got $1,000, whatever. And so this jeweler, this merchant, he polishes up this diamond even more, and so he goes to the king of that kingdom and he says, oh my great king, this is the eighth wonder of this world. And so he gives a sales pitch and all that, and now this king was intrigued, and so he says, how much? And he says, $1 million. To the king, $1 million is nothing, right? So he says, okay, fine. So he gives $1 million and he buys the diamond. And so this merchant is beyond excited because he's like, he bought it for $1,000 and he sold it for $1 million. That's pretty much completely everything in profit. So he's like, oh my God, great deal. And he's extremely happy. So now this king, he could polish it up even more and sell it to a neighboring king for like $10 million or something, right? But he wouldn't do that because he knows the true value of the diamond, right? And so he chooses to keep it for himself. What he probably would do is make a necklace out of it and use this diamond as the centerpiece and gift it to his wife or daughter and keep it within his family for himself. Now, can we come to the conclusion that this diamond was partial to the fisherman because the fisherman only got $1,000, but the merchant got $1 million? So can we say that this diamond was partial? We can't say that because each individual got what they thought was the value of the diamond, right? So the fisherman thought that the value of the diamond was a mere $1,000, and he got the $1,000 and he was happy. But the merchant thought that the value of the diamond was $1 million, and so he got the $1 million and he was happy, right? And so, but the king, he knew the true value of the diamond, and so instead of selling it to someone else, he chooses to keep it for himself because he knew that this diamond is way too valuable to be sold to someone else. So he found happiness in keeping the diamond for himself. Now this diamond is our Mahamantra. So if we choose to chant Mahamantra to get some material benefits like passing a course, getting a promotion in our job, getting a bigger house, getting a speedboat, like a boathouse, like a private jet or something, for any material benefits, we would still get it and we would still be happy with it. But really, is that what we're going to chant Nama for? If we do that, we'd be like the fisherman selling it for $1,000, not knowing the true value of the diamond. But we could go a step higher and chant Nama to attain mukti, to attain moksha, to attain the lotus feet of Bhagavan, right? That is a great deal. If we do that, we'd be like the merchant selling the diamond for $1 million. Great deal. And this is what we want, right? Attaining mukti is what we want. We want to be rid. We want to get out of this vicious cycle of birth and rebirth. So attaining mukti is all of our end goal, right? Now we're all sattvikas, right? That's our end goal. And so we could do that. It's a great deal, right? But there's a step higher to this. There's a level higher than this. The ultimate level. That is what the king did, right? Chanting Nama for the pleasure of chanting Nama, not chanting Nama for a means to an end, but as an end in itself. That is Uttama Bhakta Lakshanam, yeah. And so I pray to our beloved Guruji and our divine couple to help us lead our lives like kings. Pavitramai Vandida Arulvaye Niye, Pavitramai Vandida Arulvaye, உலக இன்பமெனும் அழுக்கு படாமல் வந்த பாசமெனும் மாசுபடாமல் பவித்திரமாய் வாழ்ந்திட அருள்வாயே. காம குரோதமெனும் தீட்டுப்படாமல் பொய் புரட்டு என்ற நாற்றம் படாமல் பவித்திரமாய் வாழ்ந்திட அருள்வாயே. பேராசை எனும் சேறுபடாமல் துக்கம் கவலை எனும் தூசுபடாமல் பவித்திரமாய் வாழ்ந்திட அருள்வாயே. மாயை எனும் நோயையும் நிரந்தரமாய் நீக்கி சேயனை காத்திடுவாய் தாயே ராதே நீயே. பவித்திரமாய் வாழ்ந்திட அருள்வாயே. கோபிகா ஜீவனஸ்மரணம் கோவிந்த கோவிந்த. சத்குருநாத் மகாராஜ் கி ஜெய்.
Radhe Radhe Akshay, that was a wonderful exposition. Thanks a lot for that. I request Vidyaji from Virginia to say a few words.
Radhe Radhe Akshay.
Radhe Radhe.
We had Prasadji beginning lesson. We have already listened to your pravachans, so we are kind of expecting standard level. We were expecting you to really a good experience in your profession. We were expecting, so you definitely fulfilled our expectation. You did more. Last time we couldn't hear you sing. This time நீ பாடியும் கேட்டது, it was very nice.
Thank you.
As you said, the highest level of philosophy Vridrasura சுத்தி இவ்வளோ சிம்பிளிஃபை பண்ணி எங்களுக்கு அதை ரொம்ப அழகா சொல்லி it is just kindling our emotions. Like நம்மளுக்கு to think இவ்வளோ நல்ல குரு மகாராஜ் நமக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கார், இவ்வளோ நல்ல சத்சங்கம் நமக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கு அப்படின்னு அந்த விருத்ராசுர எப்படி பகவானை நினைச்சு ஸ்துதி பண்றானோ அந்த மாதிரி நாமளும் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கறத you really kindled our emotions and we with the same prayers. குரு மகாராஜ் அந்த நெக்லஸை போட்டுண்டு அந்த நாம சுகத்துக்காக நாம சொல்ற நாம ருச்சியை குருநாதர் கொடுக்கணும்னு வேண்டிண்டு really Guruji's blessings, and it was wonderful, Akshay.
Thank you.
Radhe
Radhe.
Really thank you Prasadji for initiating this. நானும் மால்ஜி were talking, Prasadji எவ்வளவு அழகா he organizes all this and he gets so thank you.
Radhe. Thank you Vidyaji. One specific thing about Akshay, currently he is actually going through his exams, college exams. In spite of that, he has prepared for that. In fact, last 1 week, he's been very busy with his exams. He's going to his college, and in spite of that, he has taken this effort. In fact, when Purnimaji was here a couple of months back during her visit, he actually told this story. He actually made this projection in front of her as a private audience to Purnimaji. புனிவாஜி வீட்டில் இருந்து அவள் வீட்டுக்குள்ள இருக்கும்போது தனியாக புனிவாஜிக்கு மட்டும் சொன்னாங்க. வீட்டில் எல்லாம் வந்துட்டு ஷி வாஸ் வெரி ஹாப்பி. அப்படியே எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் பண்ணி சொன்னாங்க, அவன் ரொம்ப அழகாக சொல்கிறான் அப்படின்னு. ஷி வாஸ் வெரி ஹாப்பி. அன்னைக்கு சொல்லலாம் வந்துட்டு
நாங்கள் அக்ஷய் பிரவச்சனாலே ரியலி ரெடி ஃபார் பெரிய லெவல் ஆஃப் அது வித்ராஸ் சொசைட்டி வி ஆர் ஆல் ரெடி அந்த பெரிய லெவலுக்கு.
ஒரு புனிவாஜி ஒரு தடவை கேட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் then we are getting an opportunity to listen to the same pravachan again. In fact, another thing which I want to mention, currently the Harikatha is currently happening from 4 locations right now. Edmonton, Toronto, Boston and Virginia. And eventually we also have Bhagavata Saptaha Parayanam also going in all 4 locations currently, right? எல்லாருமே நம்ம படிக்கிறோம். Everybody is actually reading Bhagavatam out of grace. Guruji's grace பரிபூர்ணம், no doubt about it. ஏன்னா நம்ம 5 வருஷம் முன்னாடி எப்படி பாகவதம் படிச்சோம், இப்போ எப்படி படிக்கிறோங்கிறது நம்ம எல்லாரும் we experience it, no doubt about it. அதில் ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் விஷயம் என்னன்னாக்க, most of us, including myself, most of us read Bhagavatam in Tamil text or in our mother tongue text. Most of us don't tend to read it in the Sanskrit text, right? The best thing about reading Bhagavatam is, or doing Parayana of Bhagavatam is doing Parayana with Sanskrit text. In Toronto, we have about 7-8 families, about close to 10 families right now. The Bhagavad Parayana, they are actively participating in this Bhagavad Parayana for the last 2-3 days. One defining thing is there are only two young boys who are reading Bhagavatam in Sanskrit. Akshay is one of them. So that's a very special thing about Akshay. Rest of the adults are reading Bhagavatam in Tamil or in some other language, but there are only two boys. He's one of them who actually reads Bhagavatam in Sanskrit. So that's another special thing. So actually prayers for lot of satsangs for you. May you always remain pet Ajata Paksha for our Guru Maharaj under his grace. I'm sure these are all just baby steps. We are all in the initial stage of a grand sweet path of Guru Seva that we are all going to be bestowed with in decades to come. We are all just in the initial phase. All be bestowed with that. So prayers to Guru Maharaj for all your success in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Eager to listen more from you. True to your name, may you always be blessed with Akshay Krishna Katha. Okay? Krishna Katha will with you with Akshay Markata. Credits to parents of Akshay, Arthi and Gayatri ji. Their that's it. Credits to that. With that note, moving on to second session by Advait Kulkarni. Advait Kulkarni, a few words about him. He's going to talk about Ajamana Charitam. He's